Yo, what's going on, folks? It's me, Justin, and today I'm going to be talking about how you can turn your articles, or rather create articles, either or, into books so you can sell and do some lead generation that way, do some diversification of income. There's a bunch of reasons why you would want to do this. Um, how virtual, I mean, if you're whether you're running an agency or you're doing, the niche site, uh, kind of business model, if you're doing mostly informational content, you can combine that into a book and sell it. And people will buy it and read it and they'll love you for it. Let's check this out. So again, I just kind of just said all this a little bit less eloquently, but we're taking articles, either getting them written or stuff we've already written, doing some slight editing to make it make sense, doing some formatting to make it so it reads well as a book, and creating that and publishing it, self-publishing it, and making money from that. So why would you want to do this? If this works especially well if you're already doing content marketing or some kind of SEO play, or you're writing articles already. If you don't have anything written, no written content, this is probably a daunting task to write a book, but it's really not. If you have either content already created, you have a game plan as far as how to get this created, if you're uh, if you understand that, hey, you know what, this is an investment and this is going to be an asset that actually makes some skrilla, makes some scratch, makes some coin for a bit, for a while, depending on, of course, depending on what your thing is. Um, so lead generation, you're an agency, you're out there pumping out content, whatever, articles, social media marketing for X industry. You take a bunch of those and combine them and sell it. And not only do you position your agency as a leader, as an authority, bullet point number 3, um, for existing clients, or kind of, hey, we wrote the book on social media marketing, we'll say. But also when people go and buy that book that aren't familiar with your brand, because you told a bunch of your clients to download it for 99 cents and then leave a review or whatever the case is. Now you have other people coming in and finding that organically, they're just finding it, they're stumbling upon it, they buy it, they read it, they go, oh my gosh, this would be perfect for my business, and they reach out to your company, and now you have a lead generation tool that is generating leads but also is making money at the same time. Like how much better could that be? Also, to not rely so heavily on SEO, especially nowadays. I mean, forever, but it seems like over the last year, there's been like a major core algorithm update from Google, like quarterly. It seems like every single quarter. I think they have what 2022 right now, so they're having one about some helpful content that's coming up, September or late August. There was one back in May that decimated a ton of people's websites. There's probably one like in February. I don't know. I don't really have a problem with algorithm updates, but I know a bunch of people do. And by problem, I mean like they get affected by them. Somehow I win when these algorithm updates come. I'm probably just jinx myself, but not relying on SEO. So a lot of, as far as that front goes, I know it's really popular right now, at least in the public blogosphere, niche kind of communities, to do like SEO, purely informational articles to a website with display ads. But the reason I don't like that is because your revenue and your income and your, the money you're making is directly tied to the traffic you're getting. So when these algorithm updates come, if they decimate your traffic, they decimate your income. So you can diversify this way. You're not doing a ton of extra work. You're just taking what already exists and just repurposing it, and again, diversifying that income. I think I touched on authority a little bit already, but it's also one of those things, like, for whatever reason, I think to the average person, writing a book is like this huge daunting task. It's like creating a website or starting a business. It's like, whoa, I can't do that. I'm just average. Whereas in reality, it's not terribly difficult. But again, like starting a website or starting a business or writing a book. It's whoa, like, wow, you're special. You can do something that most people can't do. And that, I don't know what the lizard brain does, but if you write a book, suddenly you're the G. You know what I mean? You're the man. So how can you go about doing this? It's much easier. Let me take that back. Let me rephrase this. There's multiple paths you can take. One is you already have a bunch of articles written. You can find out, figure out, okay, how can I take 10, 15, 20 of these, format them in a way that makes sense to put in a book that like could be, readable, it's readable, and do some light editing as far as let's remove the introduction and conclusion or change it up so it's not reading as, we don't want to have the word article in there. We want to have the word chapter or book or whatever. Doing some light editing, and it doesn't take a long time. It's, throw it into a Word document or a text processor, what have you. It doesn't have to be Word. It could be Google Docs or whatever. And, hit that old Control F or Command F for find article and replace it with chapter or whatever the case is. You take those, again, combine them. Introduction for the whole book, conclusion for the whole book, and you have a book. We're not talking about these thick daddies, you know what I mean, that just you read and you go, holy, like, we're not talking about those. It can be 70 pages of just pure, this is a book. I'm not gonna, it's whatever. 16-word sales letter by Valdo Albuquerque. We read this a few years ago. I think it's like 70 pages, but it is completely just education, like from start to finish. It's not nonsense. It's not, how do I say this? I guess what I'm trying to say is you don't have to, if you look at this picture, it doesn't have to be these, 125,000 word epic fantasies. You can 20,000, 30,000, 15,000 words can be very valuable to the right audience. I have another one, Content That Converts, by Laura Hanley. Both these self-published, both of them. You can tell mostly because you can't see that damn focus, because the legal disclaimer page at the beginning of the book, it's just kind of their own stuff, whatever. But both those books, I can't imagine I spent more than $5 on either of them, maybe more than $10, but I've gotten so much value out of them because they are valuable. Don't think that your writing's not valuable. So there's that. I kind of went off on a tangent there, but the approach that I'm taking now with my current kind of project business that I'm starting is I'm going a systematic approach in that every article that's being published is going to be in a book. They're going to be serving two purposes, both on the SEO front as far as bringing in people from Google or Bing or Yandex or whatever, but also I can take those and combine them into an actual book, sell that, and kind of, again, go back, lead generation, make some money with just a little bit of editing, little tiny bit of editing. And it's not terrible, especially I will say that this approach is a lot easier in that I can build as I go. Like, I don't have to go back and rip a bunch of content that I already created and remove internal links and all that kind of stuff. I can just build the document as I go. And once I get, the final article in there, boom, now we're written in there. I can just extract, format, publish, boom, cover page is already done. All that good stuff. Let's talk about where. I think this is the last slide. Honestly, yeah, this is the last slide. So where can you put these books? The big bad booty daddy is, of course, Amazon. That's it. It's hard to talk about self-publishing without talking about Amazon. But what you need to know is you shouldn't. I mean, you could, but you shouldn't enroll these in the, what is it? KDP Select. I mean, you can. There's nothing that's stopping you from doing so, but your account will probably get smoked, because I think with if I'm, well, your content, if it's in KDP Select, it can't live anywhere else. As far as the book form goes, and I assume that breaking down into articles or whatever like that, or the vice versa, is also a big no-no. So I mean, see, you could do it. You can try. I'm not advising you to, but I would not put it in KDP Select. Just put it in regular Kindle Direct. Boom. And fortunately nowadays, at the time of recording, they've it used to be that you would have to take the book, you know, upload it, and then go to a different website, create space to create a physical copy, one that can be printed out and shipped. But they've kind of all incorporated into one platform. It's really convenient now to get that set up, and people still buy physical copies of books. I put out a one again, like 10 or so articles for another website, combined them, in a way that made sense, into a book, put it up on there. And it was for one, website, one program, one platform, one thing. And I actually made more money from the sales of that book than I ever did from like talking about it and like being an affiliate or referral for that thing. You know what I mean? And it's not, that niche or that industry, not really big on reading. I think over the course of the book's lifetime, I think it didn't. I put it on like December of 2020. I think I actually published the ebook on like Christmas Day, December 2020, or Christmas 2020. It's made like $250 on that on Amazon alone. Probably I'd have to go check what the numbers are looking like on Draft Digital. And that's the other platform that I use to like self-publish, Draft Digital, because what Draft Digital does and it's kind of in a platform publishing aggregator, perhaps. Probably not the right usage or verbiage, but you upload it to Draft Digital and it'll put it out on like 10, 15 some platforms. Kobo, Barnes & Noble, Scribed, the Apple iTunes, the Google Play Store, all those places. I'm pretty sure Google, yeah, all those places that, they might actually do Amazon as well. But the thing with the convenience of having it put out on all these different platforms is I think they take an additional like 15% as far as royalties go. So that's the other place I upload and publish on, Drafted Digital, because I could not be bothered to go and create an account on all these other sites and have to figure out what their rules are and how how their upload process goes and all this other stuff, and what their ebook cover formatting is and all that. You know what I mean? So I just use Draft Digital. Been on both of these platforms, KDP and Draft Digital, since like 2014. Well, not like 2014 exactly. Since 2014. Clear, like, have had no problems on either. And this was when I started, and I have no shame in my game. When I started, I was publishing like erotica, adult fiction, and if you can publish erotica on these platforms, you're gonna be fine publishing about anything, raising chickens, chess, selling shit. You're gonna be fine. And additionally, as far as I think some people might be like, well, isn't it, I don't know, there may be some people, it's like some ethical quandaries about well, if they can get it for free, why would you sell it? It's like, well, they're not. I've heard that before. I don't know if anybody really makes that argument anymore, like makes that, tries to bring that up as a talking point. But it's like, you're not really paying, or you're selling the convenience of, instead of having to go and sift through tons of articles and finding the exact order to read them in. What you're selling is the convenience of having everything in one place laid out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here are the steps. Boom. Here's the exact information you're looking for. How to raise chickens. Instead of having to read 40 articles about how to raise chickens, they can read 35 chapters, starting with, why you should raise chickens. What kind of coop do you need? I don't know. I don't raise chickens. I'm talking outside my head right now. What kind of coop do you need? What kind of feed do chickens need? How to harvest eggs from chickens? How to breed chickens? All that in one spot. Boom. They can have a physical copy. Again, it doesn't have to be this big bad booty daddy, but they can sit there and go, yep, let me take notes right here. They take the notes. They have it with them. That's what you're selling. Convenience. And additionally, you're trying to make some extra, you're trying to get some more leads for your business or whatever the case is. Or you're not trying to, rely so heavily on, just display ads or whatever. You have all this stuff written. You can take it and make more out of it. All right, that's what I got for you today. Peace.